Hi, in this video, I'm going to calculate the trend days like this one. You see 3 columns. The very first one on the left is a direction, DIR, and the middle one is a trend start. What I want to get is this accumulated direction column. So when you see a trend, that means when you see one appears more than once, I will start counting the one when the second one appears. And I'll do this for the negative one. Just like this. When you see the first negative one, you see 0. That means no trend. When you see negative one appears again, then I'll start counting the second negative one. And the trend is 1. This is used in stocks or whatever trend that you want to define. Okay, so I name this table as table. Okay, so let's get started. We create this trend start because we need this trend start to return all the 1. We define the trend start period like this one. When the absolute number of your direction and your previous direction, just like this one, row number 1 is 0 and row 0 is 0. So the absolute number of row number 1 and row number 0, they add up to 0, which is less than 1. If it is less than or equal to 1, then we don't count it. That's why we return 0. Okay, if the absolute number is adding up for more than 1, then we start counting it, just like this one. When we add the negative 1 to the negative 1, then we get negative 2. And if we take the absolute value of negative 2, we get 2. Maybe I do it here, like 3 and 2. Let's say if we take the absolute value of negative 1 plus negative 1, then we get absolute value of negative 2, which is positive 2. Then we start counting this one. Just like row number 3, you see negative 1. So we take this. And our code is like this. Let's call that new trend. It equals to numpy because we define numpy as np before. That's why we don't need to do it in every cell. We use the where function, where absolute value, usually I do this, but absolute value of something, type it separately, is table dir direction, dir plus table dir, we put a dot shift and then bracket 1, because this one, let's say if it is in row 3, if it's shift 1, that means it's row 2, so it's negative 1. Usually I do this and then Control X and then Control V to put it inside. We bracket this one and then we put the absolute value inside the where function, where the absolute value is less than or equal to 1, just like I explained before, comma, then returns 0 because we don't need it. Otherwise, usually I press enter. It will equal to the direction dir that corresponds to that row. So basically, it's just table and the column name is dir. And then we print the table. Shift enter. Do we have new trend? No. Sorry, I forgot to put this one. It's table. And then a square bracket because I want to create a new column. Okay, this is the new column, new trend. Shift enter. Then I should have a new trend column. This is exactly the same as the trend start in this example. So I start getting a new accumulated direction. Okay, I create a new table. a new column called new accum direction. This is equal to, and we will use a group by because we group the table dot group by and a function. When the new trend equals 0, we accumulate it. Okay, so we got a whole bunch of, let's scroll down. Oops, hold on. Let's say it's row 0, then it's true, right? Row 1 is true. Row 2 is true. Row 3 is false. Row 4 is true. So that means the cumsum will start counting rows 0, 1, 2, and 4 and stop at 3. So that when any trend starts at 3, they start counting. Let's do it. When the table new trend is 0, and I start wrap around this with a bracket. Okay. So you see the green bracket? We take this by the cumsum and it is a function. So it has a bracket. Okay. When you press shift enter, you won't get anything because we still need a dot cumcount. Shift enter. is here. You see this new column? We group by this. So whenever you see a 0 in new trend, it doesn't count. So it returns 0. When you see things in new trend that's other than 0, starts counting. That's 1. When you see 0 again, stop. Okay, when you see 1 that is other than 0, start counting. When you see the 1 again, start counting 2 and 3. It's the same thing for negative number. Okay, so that is how I do a cumulative count using group by and cumsum. Thank you. Bye bye.